A normal fighter became a gangster in order to save his mother. He didn't stop there and rise to the top echelon as a mafia boss until he was betrayed by someone he blindly trusted. Welcome back to Paramount Recaps. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. The film begins with Byung-do, a middle-ranking gangster, working for a local crime syndicate. Despite his criminal lifestyle, Byung-do cares deeply for his mother and two younger siblings. Within the gang, he leads several subordinates, including his trusted right-hand man, Jong-soo. They are facing financial hardships due to a series of unfortunate business deals, barely managing to cover their daily expenses. Their strong camaraderie helps them endure these tough times, but seeing his mother living in hard times wretched Byung-do's heart.
이거 뭐 서클이야?
After successfully collecting a debt, Byung-do meets his boss, Sang-chul, to hand over the money. Sang-chul gives a small portion to Byung-do and his team. Byung-do pleads for more, explaining that his subordinates are struggling to survive and he needs money for his family, who are facing eviction. However, this only angers Sang-chul, who is indifferent to their plight and hoards the money for himself. Byung-do then meets with the organization's leader, President H-Wang, who praises him for his recent work and invites Sang-chul to join them for a drink.
만나서 마음에 든다. 요즘은 건달도 이렇게
Unlike Sang-chul, President H-Wang shows concern for his subordinates and suggests that Byung-do manage a new gambling room to ease their financial struggles. During their conversation, President H-Wang receives a call from a troublesome prosecutor. He asks Sang-chul to get rid of the prosecutor, but Sang-chul, fearing the consequences, refuses. Byung-do remains silent, not daring to oppose his direct superior. The next day, the new gambling room opens, providing a much-needed boost in income for Byung-do and his team. Byung-do's childhood friend, Min-ho, now a film director working on a gangster movie, reappears in his life. To add authenticity to his film, Min-ho interviews Byung-do, who is a real gangster. Their conversation is interrupted by a call informing Byung-do that a rival gang is attacking the gambling room. He rushes back, but the place is already destroyed by the time he arrives. Sang-chul declares war and instructs Byung-do to gather their forces. However, on the way, Byung-do and Jong-soo are ambushed by the rival gang. Despite being outnumbered, they fight back fiercely until Sang-chul and his reinforcements arrive to control the situation. Amid the chaos, Sang-chul accidentally kills one of the enemies, complicating matters as killing could attract police attention. President H-Wang assesses the situation and decides to compensate the rival gang. Sang-chul orders that Young Pil, a subordinate of equal rank to Byung-do, take the fall and go to jail. He also rewards Young Pil's team with control over the gambling room. This decision frustrates Byung-do, who desperately needs the income, but Sang-chul remains firm. Byung-do then escorts President H-Wang home after a meeting with the prosecutor, Park, who has been a thorn in their side. Park shares some wisdom with Byung-do, bringing them closer. On the way home, Byung-do realizes he cannot continue living like this and decides to advance his career by taking on the task of eliminating the prosecutor. He discusses his plan with Jong-soo, who trusts his judgment and agrees to help. The next day, Min-ho invites Byung-do to a school reunion, where he reunites with his old girlfriend, Hyun-ju. She still has feelings for him, and they try to rekindle their relationship. Meanwhile, Jong-soo gathers information for their plan to eliminate the prosecutor. When the time is right, they follow the prosecutor and execute their plan flawlessly. Byung-do gains the money he needs, along with President H-Wang's respect and a more prominent position in the organization. They vow to keep the operation a secret to avoid implicating the gang. Sang-chul learns about the murder and feels threatened by Byung-do's growing influence. He pretends not to know about the incident, but secretly plans to eliminate Byung-do. However, Byung-do is one step ahead. He throws a party for his subordinates. Aware that Sang-chul might come after him, they decide to strike first. Byung-do also helps Min-ho gather material for his film by introducing him to his subordinate. He tries to reconnect with Hyun-ju, who works at a bookstore. The day of Sang-chul's siblings' wedding arrives, and Byung-do and his subordinates prepare to execute their plan. Acting normal, they wait for the right moment. First, they kidnap and incapacitate Young Pil, Sang-chul's protector. Then, Byung-do follows Sang-chul to the restroom and kills him, securing his position and eliminating the threat. After those incidents, Byung-doo's life improved significantly. He received a promotion and earned enough money to relocate from his old home. No longer a low-level thug, Byung-doo became more self-assured and decided to pursue Hyun-ju again. He even invited her to dinner after work. With his new role, Byung-doo was entrusted with handling the organization's real estate business. Working from a luxurious office, Min-ho congratulated him as they discussed his upcoming film. During this time, President Hwang requested a favor. He wanted Min-ho to cast his daughter in the film. Min-ho happily agreed. The next day, Byung-doo brought a pair of shoes for Hyun-ju, but found her arguing with her manager, who was revealed to be a former lover. The manager, jealous of her relationship with Byung-doo, tried to win her back. Byung-doo intervened, and his gangster instincts took over, leading him to beat up the manager. Although he defended her, his violent behavior frightened Hyun-ju, causing her to distance herself from him. Heartbroken, Byung-doo turned to alcohol and confided his darkest secrets to Min-ho, including the attacks on Prosecutor Park and his former boss. Hoping to lighten his burden, life continued, and President Hwang assigned Byung-doo a crucial task. If he could persuade some landlords to sell their property, Hwang would share a substantial profit with him. The land would be used to build luxury apartments, promising Byung-doo significant financial gain. Byung-doo and his team began pressuring the landlords. Shortly after, Byung-doo introduced Min-ho to President Hwang. They discussed the upcoming film, where Hwang's daughter was set to play a role. The next day, concerned about Hyun-ju, Byung-doo visited her and found her unwell. He took her to the hospital and cared for her in the following days. Meanwhile, a rival gang discovered Hwang's plan and bought some land before him. Byung-doo tried to negotiate but was kidnapped. Fortunately, he escaped and tracked down his captors, securing the landowners' agreements for Hwang. Delighted, Byung-doo visited the film set, demonstrated real gangster fighting techniques, and inspired Min-ho to create a film with authentic gangster spirit. That evening, Byung-doo brought flowers to Hyun-ju, and she began to see his good side. They went on a date, and Byung-doo promised to abandon his wild lifestyle for her. Min-ho's movie premiered, and President Hwang congratulated him for casting his daughter. At the same time, Byung-doo was dining with his family and Hyun-ju. After the premiere, Hwang called Byung-doo urgently. Sensing something amiss in the film, Byung-doo discovered that the film depicted events from his past, including the attack on Prosecutor Park. Using information he had shared in confidence, Byung-doo confronted Min-ho, who assured him the film didn't reveal their identities. However, Byung-doo warned him against leaking more information. Jong-soo suggested eliminating Min-ho due to the risk, but Byung-doo disagreed, and Jong-soo decided to spare Min-ho. Later, Jong-soo defied Byung-doo's orders and kidnapped Min-ho to scare him. Byung-doo reassured Hwang that everything was under control, and they celebrated the success of the apartment plan, unaware that Jong-soo's actions had affected Min-ho deeply. The next day, Byung-doo visited Hyun-ju to give her a special gift, but the police arrived to arrest him. He barely escaped, leaving Hyun-ju bewildered. Realizing Min-ho had betrayed him, Byung-doo met with Hwang and promised to handle Min-ho and leave the country. However, this was challenging as Min-ho's film had made him famous. Byung-doo regretted not heeding Jong-soo's earlier advice. Jong-soo offered to help, and Byung-doo handed over his subordinates to him. Soon after, Byung-doo planned to kill Min-ho at a party. Although Min-ho escaped, Byung-doo's men captured him outside the building. Byung-doo arrived at the location, only to be ambushed by an unknown group, severely injured. Byung-doo fought back and was relieved when his men arrived. However, they betrayed him, led by his trusted right-hand man, Jong-soo. The film concludes with President Hwang and Min-ho discussing future projects, with Jong-soo replacing Byung-doo at Hwang's side. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with your suggestions for future videos, any questions you have, or just to say hi. Your feedback is super important to us and helps us create better content for you. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and on social media. It really makes a big difference and helps our community grow. You can follow us on Insert your social media handles for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.